Welcome to the tap end, the second time I've been in the bath this week. This is the first time I've had 2 baths since I think primary school in the same week. That's because I opted for showers when I was a little bit older. Anyway, I feel like I'm oversharing already. So who is at the tap end today? Well, Ali Tansey, welcome to the tap end.
Thank you for having me.
No. Thank you for agreeing to do this. If I'm honest, and thank you for being here. So, for those people who don't know who Ali Tansey is, who is Ali Tansey?
So, I am the co-founder of Simply Brilliance, which is an online platform that connects the very best suppliers out there with L&D and HR products to interested corporate buyers. And we do it in a little bit of a fun, quirky way. So if you haven't seen us, go and check us out because we're all about the zebra.
You're all about the zebra. Yes, you are indeed. So, but where did the zebra come from, I guess? And what's your story? So what problem are you trying to solve with Simply Brilliance?
So the zebra came from our very cool branding partner way back when we were looking at what are we all about and what are we trying to communicate and who are we as individuals and what's our business. And we worked with Steve from A Brand's Best Friend, which is a brilliant creative agency, and we were talking about all the things that were important to us. And a couple of us had worked for Virgin Brands, and we really resonated with the values like fun and challenging the norm and innovation, creativity, all that kind of stuff. So when we were doing our mood board, we were talking about we want to make sure that, like our suppliers, we stand out from the crowd, that we aren't doing the same old stuff, that we're disrupting the norm, that we're choosing to do things differently. And we needed to make sure that our brand really represented that. So the zebra came about from Steve, but the moment we saw the zebra, we were like, that's it. That's our definitely represents what we're trying to achieve. It's an animal that stands out from the crowd. It's beautiful. It's unique, and it's also a little bit fun, especially in the context that we draw them out as well.
Yeah, it is indeed. I love the zebra. I love the zebra, Ali. And go on, you were saying, and in terms of what? Sorry.
So in terms of the problems we solved, there were our problems at the time. We had a gap that we feel because we had it. And one of the challenges is when you work in corporates and you want great external partners, finding them is really tough, and it's time consuming, and you've got the least amount of time but the most amount of expertise to know who's good. But we wanted to create, a platform, an environment, a place to go for corporates, corporate professionals to source brilliant suppliers at a time and a place which worked for them. And for us, we hadn't got the time to source brilliant external partners in the middle of the daytime. We just didn't have it. We couldn't go to conferences, having children. We had to get back for the school runs. We needed to be able to do it 8 o'clock at night with the slippers on, with a gin in hand, or whatever your choice of beverage was. So we created a platform. We went about finding brilliant suppliers to populate the platform with, and connecting with brilliant corporates who were really forward thinking, who got this new way of shopping, and invited them to join us as well. So yeah, here we are.
Yeah, love that. I guess, how do you make sure? And so you've used the words brilliant a few times there. Mm. How do you make sure that the suppliers are brilliant and the people that are searching for people are also brilliant as well, so you can create this amazing connection?
So in terms of suppliers, we talk to them. We're not an aggregator. You can't automatically sign up onto Simply Brilliance. We don't take absolutely everybody either. So what we wanted to do was create a destination where there'd been a level of sift done. So you had a guarantee that the individuals, the suppliers that were on there, met with our criteria. And our criteria was developed through years of experience of knowing what we wanted and what we needed within our business. So we need suppliers that see it as a partnership, not a quick buck. We wanted suppliers that have real expertise in their area. We wanted suppliers that were absolutely focused on delivering impact, not delivering interventions. And we wanted suppliers that were flexible because, because, you know, you often get your scope changes, your budget gets pulled, or your budget gets, you know, added to less commonly, and sometimes your timelines change and generally either get really squashed or really elongated. So suppliers that could meet with those demands without automatically necessarily hiking up the costs and adding stuff into the invoicing, suppliers that really got that and worked with you as a partner, and those that were really honest and really transparent and were really simple and easy to work with. So to have that level of quality and to be able to maintain that, we have conversations with every supplier that joins us, and we do a bit of due diligence and we do some research around all the things they talk about, all the websites, the socials, their approaches, the value set. Then we have a conversation which kind of cements what we kind of already know often, but not always. And then we talk to their customers and customers that use them at the moment, and we send out emails that, or we ring them up and we say, you know, why are these suppliers brilliant? And what is really amazing is when they come back, those testimonials come back and they're like, this supplier changed everything for us. It was the best partnership we've ever had. And you're like, wow, you know, we want to champion those types of suppliers.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Is there a particular size of organisation that you are typically looking for as either a supplier or somebody who wants support, or is it open to everybody?
It's open to everybody. Whether you're a organisation that's got a budget of £3,000 that's looking for a workshop to support a wider programme, wider initiative you're doing, or you're looking for a culture change piece that's going to, you know, a strategic culture change piece that's going to transform the way your business does stuff, and everything in between, you need to you need a place to go to find these suppliers that can support you doing that. So it's absolutely open to everybody. There's no kind of, you must be a large corporation. You just need to want to do things a bit differently. You want to champion those, what we call boutique and unique suppliers, that generally in the past you haven't been able to get to, you haven't been able to see, because they've sat in that tranche, which is only the word of mouth one, where you might get lucky and somebody in your network goes, oh, have you heard of Get Knowledge? They're brilliant. We've used them and they've absolutely transformed our the way that we do stuff with their change management interventions. See what I did there? So they've.
It's very good. That, yeah.
So you might not otherwise have got to know you guys. You might have done, but you might not have done. And that's really important, that everybody, because if you don't get access to these types of unique and boutique suppliers, you're just going to get the sameness all of the time, because there's only a certain type of supply with certain that can get seen at conferences, that gets seen on Google, and gets pushed through certain large institutions.
Yeah, perfect, and thank you for the impromptu plug as well. Then that was much appreciated. Quick question for you then, Ali, around how do you make sure, or how do you help people get seen? So you've got the platform, but I guess the benefits of the platform is that you're welcoming traffic in from all of these different places. So how do you help suppliers get seen?
So in terms of that, in terms of the platform, that's in itself a showcase where ordinarily there wouldn't be a platform or a showcase opportunity for suppliers. So bringing them all together creates a destination for corporates that's compelling. It's kind of, oh, do you know, this is absolutely going to make my life easier. We invest in a number of different avenues, but we mail out every week. So every week we mail out to champion the suppliers webinars. and any events we're doing. And then the following week we go out with themes. So this week's just gone out actually, and it was about culture. So it's really talking about the types of suppliers we have on our platform that can really support with culture change initiatives, whether it's light touch or whether it's, going the whole kind of organizational design stuff, but sending out lots of free resources from our suppliers to help get people thinking about what they need and maybe supporting them in small ways. So we're regularly communicating with our corporates and giving them lots of free, great stuff, rather than just going, doing the selling. It's not what we're about. We're absolutely about delivering value for suppliers and delivering value for the corporate. So we do quite a bit of that, and we do we go out onto Google and we do the user kind of AdWords and that kind of stuff, but we do it in a really quirky, different way. And if anyone's seen any of our LinkedIn campaigns and any of the assets, then we are a little bit silly. We are really retro, mostly because we all were born in the 70s, but we've all, everything is steeped in nostalgia and a bit of fun. And we just want to do things a little bit differently. And they can also, corporates can also post projects, which is something that's never been done before really in this industry. You can, rather than having to search for a supplier, and you probably haven't got the time, and your 8 o'clock at night is now about Netflix, not about searching. You can actually just pop your project in, and suppliers will come to you. And we've seen a real increase recently in projects being dropped in, which is great.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, no, amazing. What's your dream for Simply Brilliance? How is it just UK? Is it global? What do you hope Simply Brilliance becomes? So
I really believe, and the team really believe, that there is a real space for us as a global platform. UK companies are really well respected, and rightly so, around the world in terms of being really good at L&D, really good at HR, and kind of aspirational suppliers. And there's definitely a need for companies to be able to access that level of expertise. And now, because as a result of COVID, as a result of increased globalization, almost because everybody's set up virtually, there is no reason why, if you're based in Australia, if you're based in the US, if you're based in UAE, and you want really great suppliers, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to access those suppliers that are in the UK.
Yeah, no, completely. I love it. I love what you're doing and how you do it. And how do you make sure that you've got do you get feedback on what you're doing, or how do you make sure that you're still relevant and doing the right thing for the right people? What's your process? So
my co-founders are still in the industry. So they're heads of HR, heads of diversity and inclusion, and we have a really good sort of feedback loop in terms of what's out there at the moment. What are people saying? What are corporates asking for? What are corporates looking for? And we make sure that we align the newsletters and all of our communications around those themes, just to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our corporate buyers. And it's quite interesting. I have that feedback loop, which is great, and then we do see it reflected in the types of searches. So you'll know as a supplier that you have your own dashboard, and you can see the top sort of 5 to 10 most popular searches. You can see which free stuff's being downloaded. You can see the activity that's on your profile, and it's really interesting from my perspective to be able to see that the themes that are being talked about and the challenges that are being faced are very much so the searches that are being carried out on our platform, and the requests for the post-project requests that are being dropped in. But also I have conversations with corporates. Simply Ask is a function on the platform where you can just drop in as a corporate and say, I really want to talk to you about this. And I have those conversations. And again, those types of themes are playing out as well. So in terms of both sides, I can feel we as a team can get both sides of the kind of customer base ultimately.
Yeah, perfect. Just a question now, Ali. Has anybody searched for bath videos on the platform yet?
No, not yet. But I do think that after this one, it might become quite a popular search term. Let's get it.
This is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I think so.
This is definitely what I'm hoping for. I think we found a little niche here around bath videos. I'm not sure how many people I can actually help from the bath, but maybe bath videos is the way forward. I just want to thank you as well, actually, before you commented on a post about wearing a shower cap and you've not seen a shower cap. So what I have noticed that this is the driest my hair has been whilst being in the bath as well. So thank you so much for that.
I think it's really important that I think that it's made it now. It wasn't complete for me, but
yeah, I've got a rubber duck in this little tray here. I've not yet whipped out the duck, but yeah. And the reason why I've worn this as well, partly because of your feedback. I've got a client session at 2:00, which I need to be ready for. So this just helps me make sure it cuts down the drying time shortly. So if people wanted to know,
in the bath.
Oh no, not yet. One step at a time. For some people, this is a little bit too much for them. So for me to turn up to a client session when people don't know me and not used to it, then one step too far. But slowly but surely, I hope one day to deliver a client session from the bath. We'll see what happens. So Simply Brilliance, the platform. Whereabouts can people go? Where is it? How will they find it? What will they see when they're there? Talk us through some of the logistics, Ali.
Simply Brilliance, just stick that in the search bar or www.simplybrilliance.com. You contact me on ali@simplybrilliance.com. It's all pretty easy, but go there as a buyer. You can just go there. You can sign up to receive newsletters and a bit more about us if you're not ready to buy yet, but also you get this opportunity to just go through the free stuff. And we've got so much amazing free stuff because you're not always wanting to get an external partner, but you are always wanting to develop yourself or your people. And when you do want a great external partner, we're there for you. But if you wanted to post a project and you have got an immediate need, whatever that immediate need is, then you can just sign up and then pop your details in and pop a project in. And if you wanted to speak to me directly through the Simply Ask, you can do. So, yeah, we are a tech platform. We have got all the tech functionality that you'd expect from a tech platform. We are the first in the UK to have the post project, to be a platform, not just a site or a directory. But we also have the human touch, as we talked about. So we absolutely want to speak to you and know who you are and understand your problems with, having myself had over 15 years experience in learning and development, leadership development, having worked with top teams on hypo projects, culture change projects, everything as you tend to get when you work in L&D. I love talking about people development, and I really enjoy helping corporates crystallize thinking on what they need. And it's there's a number of ways in which you can talk to us or not talk to us and just use the platform. Just put the search in, and the profiles will come up, and then you can filter through the particular areas that you want.
Yeah, perfect. Love that. And Simply Brilliance is a term that could cut across different sectors, can cut across different areas. Do you see yourselves just staying within the HR learning, providing that point at where people can connect just in the HR and learning space, or do you see expansion further?
Oh, that's an interesting one. We have had that conversation. We have been talking about that, interestingly enough. I think there is. Yeah, absolutely. There is definitely a need for people to be able to trust what they're buying, and that's an interesting one. I have a personal kind of dislike of reviews, and we as a final decision maker on products and services, because you know, we all now use Amazon and look for the 1 stars, don't we? Because we know the 5 stars are paid for and we don't trust them. So the whole review stuff is blown out of water. There's been some real controversy over some of the more sites around buying hotels and things. And so we all know that they can be faked. So I'm not a big fan of them. So how do you differentiate? Well, you differentiate with that human element. Have you got a dog? Have you got somebody?
Yeah, you are. The dog's just about to go and greet somebody at the door now. The minute you said human, the dog barked, which is a little bit bizarre. Yeah, must know.
Yeah, so
go, ignore the dog noise. Go on, Ali.
Yeah, oh, bless him. I've got a dog here. Hopefully she won't start. But yeah, so definitely a need for that, and what that looks like, we're not sure. But first and foremost, it's really about learning and development, saving people and HR saving people some time and some angst, and helping them make some really great decisions, because ultimately those partnerships are critical if you want to make a difference in your organization. And if it's costly to get the wrong supplier in. So not only financially but emotionally as well. You know, you invest quite a lot into those relationships. So it's really important that you get the right people. And we aim to cut your sift down. So rather than having to look at 10 suppliers, you know, we want you to look at 3 that are really, really aligned to you, your brand, your culture, your needs. And then have those really rich conversations with them.
Yeah, perfect. I love that. So just one more time, Ali, where can people find out more about you? Where can they find out about Simply Brilliance, whether they want to be a supplier or a provider, or so if they've got a need that they want filling, where would they go, and how can they get contact to yourself?
Yeah, so I'm on ali@simplybrilliance.com, and you can go to simplybrilliance.com. Or put us into Google and you'll find us straight away. And we're on LinkedIn, so come and follow us. We're on Instagram, and we're on Facebook as well. So come and head over and follow us. And give us a shout.
Perfect. Thank you very much. No, thank you so much for that, Ali. I'm going to go and put a towel around myself and pop to the door to go and to go and rescue whoever's there. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Before the dog started barking, and good luck with everything that you've got going on. It's I love what you do, what you stand for, and I think you bring great value to everybody you do it for. I think Simply Brilliance is a perfect term to sum up what you do and how you do it.
Thanks, Lee. It's been great. Appreciate it.